All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Season 7 awards. I am hoping that we can get people in here pretty quickly. Would love to be able to have a bit of an audience going on here for when we do the awards. So I'm just going to kill time for about 5 minutes or so as people get into the chat. Just to go over the awards if you're not familiar with them. MVP is the big one. This one is given to the player who had the most value to their team over the course of the season. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're the best player. One way that people like to think about it is if you remove that player from their team, which team or whatever would suffer the most. Moving on to best teammate. This one is a award given to the player who people enjoyed playing with the most over the course of the season. Showing good sportsmanship, comedy, silliness. Probably skill is factored into it as well, but generally it's someone who people like and they want to show them that they like them by voting for them for the best teammate. But yeah, that one can be people who didn't even play in the team format too. I'm not sure if we've ever had someone win it who didn't, but just a thought. Moving over to sixth player, this is any player who did not qualify for the All Scrims awards and was not one of the 5 most played players on their teams, considered starters. Moving on to flex player, this is kind of the same thing. It's a player who did not qualify for any role for All Scrims, but played enough games to be in the top 5 most played players on their team. Most improved player, this one's the only one that isn't voted on by everyone. This one is selected by the admins based on which player we think has had the greatest jump in their performance from season to season. This factors in both signups and team format games. And then all scrims teams are given to the players who performed best in those roles. Stanley, you could be in the running for best teammate. So I wouldn't say anything disparaging your chances here. But yeah, all scrims is given to players who have spent 10 or more games in a specific role. That's half the games that your team is required to play over the course of a season. If every series goes 0-2 or 2-0, that's a more positive spin on it. And then that is voted on by everyone. For MVP and teammate voting, it's 3-tiered. First vote is full value, the second one is half, then last one is a quarter. And for the rest of them, they are 2-tiered. So the first vote is 1 whole point, and then the second vote gives a half point. In the case of a tie, whoever receives the most first place votes does break the tie. However, this time around, we didn't have any ties. Kind of boring, to be honest. It's always fun when there's some contention, but a lot of the awards were pretty close in some categories. A few players were half a vote off of getting an award or tying for an award. So definitely something to look forward to there. But where's best player currently located? Currently located very far away from the medium screens. That's a good one. Stanley, I don't think that one exists, unfortunately. But that could go to Arnier too. I don't know if you're creating a category as specific as you'd like it to. But anyone who's in chat, just throw a hey. I'm here. Just want to know who's chilling in the chat. Excited to see who's going to be live to react to this. We do have about 7 viewers right now, so hoping for a bit more. But I'm happy to have all of you here. You can just throw an emote in the chat too, just anything. Want to see some support for the people getting awards. But as we're hitting the 5-minute mark, I am going to open up the prediction for the first award. I don't I don't remember which order we did last time, but we are going to start with 6-player here. And the nominees listed in alphabetical order for 6-player are as follows. Or by nominees, I just mean like top 5 voting went to these players. But number 1 is Blake, then Captain Coffee, then Hong Baba, then Noam, and then Thomas. So starting the prediction right now, you have 30 seconds to get in. But yeah, all of these players super fun to watch. I believe 4 different teams represented here. Not that other teams didn't have subs, but maybe those subs qualified for the All Scrims team, or maybe that they were some flex players. And also, actually, I think every team was represented in the voting. Just only 4 made the top. Yes. Okay. So we have some votes on Blake, some votes on Hong, 5 channel points from Stanley going on to Blake, and it is time to reveal the awards. The 6th player of season 7 is Blake. Huge win for Stanley, 5 channel points. But Blake, represented by Garen here, did fill in kind of as the sub top laner for MVP this season, and gotten some huge wins for his team. A lot of people definitely enjoy seeing him play, and lots of respect going his way during draft and in the ban phase. Moving on to the flex player, let me grab a prediction for this one, and let me figure out who the top 5 are for this category. This one was a bit closer. Blake won that last one by a bit of a landslide. But we have Bean, we have Silico, we have Hidiri, we have Jonah, and we have PB. We're all in our flex player pool. So going to start the prediction now. All these players are very fun to watch. I think this one is spread out a bit more in terms of team representation. But this one was a pretty hot race. The top 4 all within just a few votes of each other. And the 5th place one is not super far off either. But yeah, flex players, always very fun. Make them pretty difficult to draft against. Very interesting stuff going on there. But revealing the flex player, represented by Twisted Fate, we have Hidiri. Hidiri played a bit of mid and a bit of jungle. And I think he did play some ADC as well. A few different roles there. Hidiri is, by games, one of the starters for the Rift Sharks. Loved playing with him this season. Obviously a little biased, but my vote only counted for 1. Hidiri did win by a margin of 2 full votes. Really good play from him this season. Able to show off in 3 different roles. Looking good on a lot of different champions. His Twisted Fate, his Wukong, and his Jax were the only 3 champions that he picked more than once this season, and he was actually 2-0 on all of them. Just interesting fact that I saw going through this. No votes on this prediction, unfortunately. Moving on to the best teammate, I think makes sense here. Voting on best teammate, always a little funny, but we do have a top 5 here. So I will go ahead and throw that up for y'all. It's also a good way to just announce who is at the top. Our first candidate is Arnier. Up next is Korn, then Brewer, and then Hidiri, and then Kathy were our top 5 favorite players to play with this season. So just trying to predict who between them was the most popular. 2 Andromeda members on there. Andromeda does tend to be pretty active in the server, get people hyped up around him, so not super surprising to see there. People tend to be big Korn fans also. I'm glad to see Hidiri on there. Personal bias there. And Kathy rounding off the list, some Spectres representation. Stanley put 700 points on Arnier. Our prediction has closed. Some points on Korn, lots of points on Arnier. No votes on anybody else. The best teammate does actually go to, represented by Echo, none other than Gruer. I believe Gruer won this award last season. So the bit of like a double up is crazy. Huge stuff to him there. Let me just double check so I'm not lying. But yes, best teammate did go to Gruer last season, so he is repeating this award. And now let's get into the all scrims voting. For these, I'm just going to put down everyone who was involved in the voting, just because I don't want to single out anybody who got last. I think the other lists are a bit less defined. But we do have Arnier, Avery, Korn, and Drago eligible for the top lane. So what we're going to do here is just vote for who you think got first, and I will reveal second and then first. Top lane this season has been really fun. We've had a couple teams who subbed around a bit in the top lane. That's why we only have 4 players in the pool. But it's been really interesting. Lots of Renekton priority. Got some funny pocket picks from people, lots of Aatrox, some Cassante, some Garen. All very enthralling champions, I'm sure. Very entertaining stuff. But yes, our second... Oop, almost just dragged that out of the way. Here we go. Our second team top laner, represented by Darius, I think this is going to give it away, is none other than Avery. Avery, I believe, is repeating his appearance in the top lane. Second team this time instead of first, which he got last season, but strong performances from him there. Despite his team having a negative record, he still stood out and was able to get up onto the awards. Good stuff from him there. Shows that you can shine even if you don't end up ultimately winning every game. Cam was another top laner on that team. I don't think he played enough to qualify for the awards, obviously, but Avery has got the sauce. His Darius, feared by many. Moving on to the first team top laner, we have Renekton showing, so that actually doesn't narrow it down at all, but that is going to be Arnier. He hopped into the server about halfway through the season last year, played some games for Andromeda, and then stayed on Andromeda and is now showed off heavily in the top lane, absolutely tearing through people. The ban rate on that Renekton is a little disgusting. I am going to try to pull it up real quick. He got to play 6 games of it in the team format. And I filtered it wrong. Oh, okay. Yeah, my bad. Yes, it was banned against him 19 times this season. If we look at just team format, it does drop down a little bit, but definitely a respected champion from him there. Sorry for stalling just a little bit. And actually, all the points, except for just a little bit. So one voter put 30 on Arnier and is about to cash out huge. Lots of points down for Drago, lots of points down for Korn, but ultimately, neither of those players even made the top 2. So 6,000 channel points going to whoever did predict that. Feel free to claim yourself in chat. Oh, Stanley. Stanley has faith in his team. Our king. Okay. Moving on to jungle, the next role. We, I believe, have 5 candidates for this one. First one is going to be Apari. Then we have Caesarius, and then we have 3 J's. If your name starts with a J, you belong in the jungle, I guess, is what I'm to understand from here. We have Jar, we have Joey, and we have Julian. There were some claims made at the beginning of the season of who the Scrim Zone go-to jungler was, and here is the test of if the people believe in them or not. as the course of the season goes on. 15 seconds remaining. Joey, do feel free to vote for yourself. Okay, but as we go down, the prediction has ended. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal the second team jungler, represented by the Monkey King himself. We got Wukong, and it is going to be Jar, or Mason, as some people know him. I think previously hailed as the Scrims GOAT, he is now relegated to second team jungler. I hope he's listening right now and hearing this. Jacob saying rigged XD. I don't know if Jacob thinks he shouldn't be on the list at all or thinks he should be number one. I really don't know. It could be either. And moving on to the first team jungler, represented by Wukong. What a crazy surprise. We have Julian. So Noam, our prophet, was correct the whole time, and funny one, Jacob. And Julian is the top jungler. This is his first season in Scrim Zone, and topping the charts as a rookie is always an impressive thing to do. Good stuff from Julian there. Double monkey in the jungle, very silly. We just got some goofy guys. But yes, going to cash out that prediction. No points going to Julian, actually. Many points down on Caesarius, unfortunately, all going to waste. Some desperation plays, 20 points on Jar, 10 points on Joey, but Julian was the ultimate winner. And hey, y'all in chat, if people are dropping big bucks, just throw 10 points on whoever people haven't picked. You might just be right, and you're not losing that much, and you're about to cash out big. But don't condone gambling, by the way. If you need help, gambling hotlines are available to you. But moving on to middle. Okay, Mason says he inspired Julian's Wukong pick. Okay, but where are your votes? So, hate to say it. I actually don't. Now moving on to mid, we have, oh my god, I can't do the alphabet. We have Brewer, we have Joel, we have Sarverus, we have Tusini, and we have Valor. Starting the prediction now. Big stuff going on in the mid lane here. I think mid has not been as powerful in this season, at least from what it feels like to me. But I've also just been playing less mid, so that could also be it. But they opened up the lane a little bit, made it easier to see ganks coming. But a lot of these teams are able to just play through their mid laners, though. So I think saying mid is weak is probably wrong. I don't know. I'm just trying to say shit to fill time. Like, honestly, like, don't take anything I'm saying too seriously here. Jerry said he's going to put 1400k on Julian, but it ended too soon. You would have made some bank there. But yes, this prediction is going. Now there are points on everyone except for Sarverus and Valor. So if one of them wins, you guys are going to feel like idiots. But moving on to second team mid laner, I got to stop dragging these. I'm going to spoil something. But moving down, represented by Vigar, it is Tusini. Tusini actually has only played one champion more than once this season. He pulled the cam. And it is Vigar, 2-0 on the pick, I do believe. Lots of other champions in the pool there, so if you argue he should be represented by something else, you're probably right, to be honest. But we do love Tusini. I think he is a rookie to the team format, although I think he's not a rookie to the server. But anyway, it's been a blast having him around. Always good to see newer players perform to the peak of their game, look good among other people. And moving on to first team all scrims, represented by Echo. You already know, it's Brewer. And again, he is repeating this award from last season, which is crazy impressive. Cannot understate that enough. So the 82% of points that got put down on Brewer are going to be a fat cash out there. So congratulations again to Brewer. Dr. Dad in chat saying GGEZ, give me my points. I'd love to see teammates supporting each other here. It's good stuff. And Jacob is saying that Mason only got things because it was rigged. So some teammates are better teammates than others. We know why Jacob doesn't have the best teammate award. Jokes aside, love the guy. Great guy. Moving on to ADC, I will just throw a little bot lane on there. Don't have to call it ADC, but Cam, Dean, Evan, Honan, Stav, and Will are the nominees for this role. 30 seconds going now. ADC has been really close competition here. Honestly, for my opinion, I didn't do the podcast segment on awards, but I would have told you that you could vote for any of these 6 players, and I think you're equally legitimate. I don't think there's a bad choice here, to be honest. Super contentious stuff. I honestly feel like the winner of this award is probably going to be up to support that they're playing with and or team performance, just because I think it's really hard to call out anything else. Just by how good all these players are. Really enjoyed playing with all of them this season. No votes for Evan, Dean, Cam, or Will. You guys are haters. Absolutely hate to see it. Second team, all scrims, is going to go to, represented by Jin, Honan. I believe Honan is like 8-0 on Jin this season in team format or something ridiculous like that. He's 8-2. But that's still 8 wins. Like, that is completely ridiculous. Good stuff from him. He's also 3-0 on the Ashe honorary mention. But yeah, good stuff from him. He's able to impact the map a lot. We also saw some games from him in other roles. But ADC, he played well enough to earn the second team spot. So congratulations to Honan there. And that means moving on still could be anyone. It is going to be represented by Neela. But not who you think. It is Stav. I know we think Evan, a bit of a Neela one trick, so it's funny for Stav to get insane performances on Neela and steal the crown away. But congratulations to Stav. Really well played from him. We saw a bit from him last season, and he really shined this season, stealing the spots away from the players who were above him previously. Honestly, glad to see some recognition for him. He is a beast of a player. Mason throwing some banter in season discussion, so feel free to check that out if you are interested. It's bangers. And Stav cashing out here on the vote. Jacob rooting for Stav over his own ADC. Jacob is like #1 hater of his own team. Like, can I bench him for this? Moving on to support. The last role available. I guess it loaded up last year's supports. That's not correct. Okay, this is another role where we had 6. Our bot lanes were actually very consistent. Rift Sharks was not very much, but the nominees won't tell you that. We have Dad, we have Fujer, we have Jacob, we have Jid, we have Kathy, and we have Psycho Carrot. So I guess I was wrong. If you have a J in your name, you can also play support. Those are like the 2 places that you're allowed to end up. Unless your name is Joel or Jackson. But Jackson also jungles. So, yeah, it is what it is. What it is. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Starting prediction now. 30 seconds going. And Dad is saying if he didn't get first team support, his team is all garbage, and we FF the rest of playoffs. I don't think he has the power to make that decision. And Dad is saying that Arnier is garbage if Dad didn't win. I don't think Dad understands the point of the awards. If he doesn't win, that would mean that he's garbage. But just banter. Love the guy, great player. But moving on to second team support. 20K on Dad from Jonah. We have, represented by Bard, Dr. Dad in second place. Honestly, Honan and Dad looking right next to each other on the scoreboard here. The Jin Bard duo, completely lethal. Dad knows how to impact the lane that he's in while still roaming the map and making a lot of stuff happen over there. Huge amount of Bard games this season. Really tough to leave it up against him because you know you're going to get punished. Banned 9 times, picked 7, 5-2 on the pick overall. And like, just look at it. 13.36 KDA on Bard. Like, absolutely disgusting stuff there. And moving on to the first slot, we have none other represented by Nautilus, Fuger. This is always fun. We got the bot lanes stacked up right next to each other at the top of the all scrims voting. We got Stav and Fuger in first, Honan and Dad in second, and Fuger was able to just get it done here. While his stats don't look as clean as Dad's, the votes are telling the story. Fuger just seems to impact the map so much when he's on picks and isn't afraid to give his life for the team when needed. Fuger actually the second most games played in team format with 22. Dad was just one behind him. Not that that's really an important metric, but is what it is. Notable highlights from Dad's champions. From Fuger's champions, sorry, 16 bans against 16 bans against the Senna. And KDA 30 on Soraka. If you want to some glazing. It did whip out a Smolder game too, but that was not on support. So filtering incorrectly there. And I think the quote is not as good as Dad's apostrophe S, showing that I was referring to a specific statistic. But the two people who put 500 total channel points onto Fuger are fucking rolling in it. You guys are loaded. Congratulations. I'm not sure who this was, but Arnier is now broke, apparently, bet everything on Dr. Dad. And their support wants to FF playoffs, and they think their whole team sucks. So, awesome stuff. But moving into prediction for most improved player, if you are an admin, please don't vote on this because you already know the results. Just don't do it, man. Actually, I'm just not going to do a prediction for this because I do not remember all the things anyway. So whatever. Most improved player. A lot of people have been kind of kicking it into high gear. We do have a lot of rookies here, or people that I think are considered rookies. Haven't played too much in the team format before. So this one was a bit of a hard decision. Lots of people that I did want to honor, but I think a lot of players were consistent going through. So it's kind of, up to question. But our most improved player is going to be represented by Renekton. It is Arnier. As I was saying earlier, he did sign to Andromeda towards the end of last season. He didn't have too many crazy games. I think he was playing solid, but definitely not anywhere near the level he is now. He is kicking it into high gear, absolutely caring for the team. But yeah, good stuff. Getting to that first team all scrims in the first full season you play, super impressive. And grabbing the most improved player for yourself is pretty solid there as well. And the last award available is MVP. So I actually have to change the sort on the freaking Excel sheet to do this. But our top 5 are as listed. Dad, if it makes you feel any better, you did receive more votes in this category than Fuger. But yeah, you weren't in the top 5, so I'd, take that with a grain of salt. First nominee is myself, then Brewer, then Joey, then Julian, and then Tusini were our 5. See, Dad, you're complaining about this. I received the most MVP votes out of any ADC, and I'm not even on the chart, man. It doesn't make sense. Just don't think about it. It's because you got the intangibles or something. Like, go figure, bro. All your good games were on ADC when Honan was support, if that makes you feel better. You're an ADC player, it makes sense. What? That make the opposite of sense. Why would an ADC player get MVP? Anyway, just don't overthink it. I'm just messing around. Just all in fun, all in fun. I think the prediction has gone through. 7% onto Joey, 93% on Brewer here. No one else has faith in anyone else. I am going to announce the top 5 in order, though, just to give a little hype. And there's a lot of candidates, so I don't feel as bad for doing it. Anyone who is in the top 5 is impressive. But the 5th spot, receiving 4 game MVPs and 3.5 MVP votes, is Joey. That is 6.96 total percentage of the votes going to Joey. Number 4 is myself with 5 game MVPs and 4.5 MVP votes received. That's contributing to 8.82% of the total. Moving up, in third, we have Julian receiving 3 game MVPs and 8 MVP votes, giving him 10.22% of the total votes. And I am not going to announce the second until after. We'll give them the stats, but glory right now goes to none other than Brewer, who received 6 game MVPs, the sole first place for that, and 10.75 MVP votes, which is a full 3.25 above anyone else, giving him 15.56% of the total voting, about a 5% margin over anybody else. Undeniably Brewer here. And Brewer is actually sweeping the awards again, getting first Scrims, best teammate, and MVP, which is absolutely insane stuff. I cannot believe that he hit them both at once. We have some serious conversations to be had here. Brewer absolutely dominating. Huge ups to him there. I think if Andromeda grabs the title here, I think there can be some discussion, but I think we can save that take for the podcast directly after this. But once again, congratulations to all these players. I am going to shoot the awards into the Hall of Fame, which you can find by going through the server guide. If you ask why Discord works like this, yeah, I don't know either. Am I even able to post things in it? I don't know. If I can't, I'll have to change how the channel works. But, oh well. Irregardless, congratulations to everybody. Huge stuff from Brewer, and also huge stuff to everybody else. RNEA winning 2 awards here. Always impressive. Shout out to the Flex players and the subs as well. Much love to both of you. Without subs, we could not have made this work. Glad to see so many people show up in the candidacy for that. And yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove Hall of Fame from the server guide because Discord absolutely just like shattered it. Like oh well, we tried. Okay. Mason, if you're listening to this, let's get the podcast going. If not, I will DM him. But if you can just shoot me a DM if you hear this, would appreciate that. And we are gonna swap over pretty quick, but I will just keep this up just for a bit so that people are able to view the awards. If you don't want to look at them in the Hall of Fame chat. Okay, I don't think he's hearing it. And Mason queued up for a game. Oh, let's go. We are getting griefed. Boy. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Hello.
Hello.
You know, once I got to swap. I need to also turn on a light. Also, do you care if I eat all the chips?
I already ate half.
Okay, I'm gonna take all the chips then, or the leftovers, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, we're just leaking the contents of our dining room to the
Yeah.
Scrim Zone
Oh, we're still
Twitch.
live? We're not?
Yeah, why would I stop?
Oh, oops. Oh well.
Our former Scrim Zone go, everybody. Washed allegations cannot be beat, or something.
I'm just a guy, bro. I'd stopped playing League of Legends. I play 50 now. Yeah. Sorry, bro.
Okay. Well, we will get going in a sec here. Obviously, the thing on everybody's mind is, well, the awards, first of all, because they just happened. But if you stop thinking about those, do I freeze this if I do this? No, I don't. Oh, this is a hack. Okay. Sick. The other thing on everybody's mind is playoffs. We have a series starting about 2.5 hours from now.
Yep.
That one is going to be MVP versus Rift Sharks. Rift Sharks did take the season series against them, only by a slight technical tiebreaker. And Julian wasn't playing, who, as we just saw, is high on the MVP ladder.
Also, I'm not playing.
I mean, allegedly.
Allegedly?
I don't know. I was talking about the previous series, so I don't even know what you're talking about. I mean, you weren't playing in it, but we ran a solid roster.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, OBS is telling me I have a virus again. Awesome. I don't. if anyone can tell me, like,
triple award again, that's funny as fuck.
yes, yeah. As you can tell, Mason consumes content for sure. He tuned in to watch Jungle and nothing else, and then immediately dipped when he saw that he got second.
Correct.
Okay.
I wanted to see how far I could scam people this season.
Awesome. So anyway, previous series did go in favor of Rift Sharks. A bit of off roster is probably not what we're going to see today from either team. But anyway, really good games. It is possible that we get another series that's like 4 hours of gameplay or whatever it was last time. So get strapped in and get ready for a long one. And then I think Andromeda versus Metabusters is another one that's really exciting. I think that one's on Sunday. I don't want to say the wrong thing. Yeah. It's on Sunday. But yes, I think the one tonight will be hosted by Honan, I think, because he says he will if no one else can. If anyone wants to help him out, would be awesome. Guy's back is like breaking from carrying the casting. One could argue that he's carried the casting more than I have this season.
Sure.
I don't know. I'd leave that decision up to him. But anyway, I don't know. Which match are you most excited for? Because I feel like personally, I stress myself out over my own game, so I'm more excited to watch the other one and just not think about our series and just like pray that we win. Like to be clear.
I'm gonna have a great time looking at both games. Surely, I will watch the second one and not the one my team is playing. I think surely. Anyways, I think both series are gonna be pretty fun to watch. I'm excited to watch Metabusters versus Andromeda. I feel like this matchup has gone both ways, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm curious to see what sort of meta adaptations both teams have picked up because from what I've seen, there's been a lot of Diana jungle talks recently. Champ's pretty good. I think Smolder also got like Giga slaughtered, so I don't know where that champion's gonna be
I
after
feel
the
like
nerfs.
he's been pretty bad since the changes. But yeah, I think
and Dean is also baby jailing me from playing Skarner because life sucks.
Yeah, because of the rules that have been around for like 4 seasons. But like nothing like
he doesn't
real,
believe in
obviously.
free will.
I'm definitely just
He
like
doesn't
gaslighting
believe
him.
in-
Yeah. And
he doesn't
Jacob
believe
thinks
in
I'm biased
avenging
like
people.
towards you. Like I definitely like gave you the award intentionally. Like the more
Yeah, of
realistic
course.
scenario is that you would get first. I'd be like, nah, he doesn't fucking deserve that shit, and then knock you down. Like let's be
Yeah.
honest here. I mean, I would do neither. But if I was doing one,
Yeah.
we gotta dodge the
Dean
Nepo
is not
allegations
my
somehow.
supporter. Dean is my number one off in the server because
Yeah.
I would do so many stupid things and he says no, you can't
Right.
do them. So
Exactly. No. See, Mason gets it.
he's my
Mason
off
gets it.
that way.
Yeah, hold on, hold on. I gotta like move to a different room of the house real quick. This one
Why?
is like
Is there
not
echo?
not my favorite. No, I just
Oh
gotta
gosh.
like get out of like yeah. There we go. That's much better. Okay. Um, anyone watching the stream really appreciated that. Anyone who is listening to the audio like really doesn't get the joke, but that's fine. Who cares?
Uh-huh.
Um, but anyway, moving on to the series, I think I do want to talk about Andromeda Metabusters first, and I do have to mention the Metabusters enjoyers, um, or whatever you want to call them, like meat riders, will say, but oh, we only lost the tiebreaker because of a disqualification. Yeah, your fault. Sorry, but
You're
I
true.
think what that actually means, like the real takeaway from that, if you're using that argument, is that this series should be a fucking banger. And I think the good news is we're on a fresh patch. People don't really know which side is the best right now,
Mhm.
especially because like it's hard to count the patch OPs, especially with pro play being. I think they're all on frozen patches, right?
I
Um,
think so.
yeah, so it's going to be really hard to get like a defined meta read. So I think
Yeah.
even though Metabusters doesn't have side select here, I don't think it's going to be like a huge downside because I think it's likely that you'll figure out what side is the best like in the middle of the first game. So it's just as likely that Andromeda is going to flip the wrong side than Metabusters is. I think Andromeda's roster is pretty set in stone. You're really just going between Jonah and Apari in the jungle. It looks like they've been running Jonah more frequently recently, but I honestly don't think like either is bad. Both of them consistently draw bans and have like a similar play style. I think it's just down to comfort. I don't
Mhm.
know if you agree with that read or not, though.
Yeah, I think I will say I think a part might be a bit better because of the recent Kane changes. Although he's never gotten to play Kane, so like I don't
Right.
know why I'm talking about it, but like there's
He
like
did versus us and won for what that's worth
yeah.
because you told me to leave it up, but you know,
Okay.
Ju-
Okay, I
just have
did
to be
okay,
clear.
hold on. In my defense, I did kill him once as Volibear in the jungle, so I think I won that matchup, so I don't know what to tell you, man. But anyways,
So true.
um yeah, mostly just there's a lot I kind of agree there's like not too much of a difference. I think player skill wise between them, they're pretty equal. They're both Brewer's mind controlled ward, surely. That's the narrative I'm gonna go with. I think
Okay,
it's funny.
sure.
But yeah, it should be pretty interesting to watch. I'm curious to see what Champions Metabusters are gonna pick up. They've been kind of more on the. I think they've started to pick up the Volibear as well. I guess everyone kind of picks it up at the same time, right? But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what picks Tusini has for the Greer matchup. We get the run back, I guess. Should be fun to
Yeah,
watch.
I mean, like let's be honest. Like mid lane is what everyone's going to be watching there. You have like the number
Yeah,
one and number three seed in like MVP voting. You have top 1, 2, in mid. Like the chip on Giussini's shoulder is like insane right here. Like he
yeah,
definitely wants to prove to everybody like why the hell are you voting for Brewer? Like I'm him, you know, and like Brewer is not.
yeah,
But Brewer like has proven to everybody that he is him. So it's like you know Brewer. There's a lot more pressure on him to perform, I think. But Andromeda has looked super solid. And I think
yeah.
their roster staying more consistent, I think is a bit of an advantage. You have way more reps with the same squad going into this last one. I
Mhm.
know last time Metabusters played Andromeda, Hongbaba was off the bench, so that could be something to look out for as well. I think that really changes who they're able to run in other places. Um,
Yeah,
but
no one comes
I don't know, could be
in
interesting.
those rosters, right?
Yeah, I don't exactly know. So let's do a little checking. Um, but
Sit on the
yeah,
sidelines
so
and
so this one is
update your
legit.
team
I think
from
Noam could
pitch.
also just top lane here. If we put Hong in, they can run this, but they can't run Corn.
Uh-huh.
I think that's the big thing. So if you're putting Joey Tusini, Hongbova, Fujer, you're going to have Noam as the last player there. I don't think anyone else works. Um,
You put Gnome into Arnya?
Yeah, which I think is probably doable. I think that's what they did in the series that they won. Or maybe there was some other sort of swapping around where Tusini went top. I don't fully remember. Um, but I think if you
Uh,
have Hongin, that's probably the roster that you're gonna go for.
uh-huh.
Unless you have like Corn, Joey, or Corn and Noam play top, but I feel like they'd probably want to go for this one. If you don't
Can you
have Hong
please
in
leak MetaBuster roster to me?
and you
That would
have,
require Dean to know
yeah,
the
I
MetaBuster
have no
roster,
clue.
my friend.
Um, but yeah, if they have this in, then it's like, then you can go with whatever. I honestly think either of these rosters is fine. I think
Mhm.
Korn is a super solid top lane player. And Stav and Hong are both really good ADCs. I think discounting Stav is like completely pointless. Like, guy literally just won first team all ADC. Like, I think you're
Oh, he
completely
did?
fine.
That's
Yes.
crazy.
Yes. Stav Fujer won two. And then Dad and Honan were second. For those who didn't watch, and surely don't have any sort of responsibility to know what they're talking about on a
Surely.
show. Who gave this guy a mic?
On
But
God.
anyway, I think that series could be really interesting. I think MetaBusters is definitely looking to punish through bot and just play safe through top and mid. So realistically, if you're watching the series, like mid lane isn't going to be the spicy match you want it to be, unless you're really rooting for Andromeda. Then you want to see it just get absolutely blown open. But if you're a MetaBusters fan, you definitely want that thing to just stay as even as possible and not have anything go crazy. Moving on
Yeah.
to the other series, I don't want to talk too much about it purely because I feel like I don't have a very unbiased view of it, and because I don't want to leak my strats going into it, and I have no clue if we got MVP players on the viewer list right now. But, it is what it is.
It'll be a
I
fun match.
think, yeah, these two teams were the teams that were like talked about being the best at the beginning of the season, and look how far we've fallen. We're both in the bottom round of the bracket, and that means that
Battle at the
surely
bottom,
we were
bro.
all right. So whoever wins this is going to end up winning the whole thing for sure. Unless Rift
Huh?
Sharks has to play Andromeda, then we're choking and getting out. It's like as it was ordained. Like there's holy books where you can find this written down. Like
Yeah.
Rift Sharks can beat anyone, but Andromeda, serial chokers. Like I don't know what to tell you. MVP, same thing, but with MetaBusters, I guess. Like you just have to hope that like they tilt, or that it's like they win, and
Sure.
then there's like the weak slump, or I don't know what to talk about. But I think both of
So
these
we're supposed
teams,
to so in theory we're
yeah,
supposed to throw and predict the Andromeda beats MetaBusters and then have MVP slide their way to first.
the other way around. MetaBusters would have to win so that Andromeda falls down, MVP can win that, and then MetaBusters like fell asleep in the week where they weren't playing. That's the joke. That's
Okay,
the joke.
okay,
Okay.
okay. I got you. I got you.
But I mean, this is foolish. Like I'm just saying shit. I'm just trying to like
Hold on. You
deflect from
did,
actually talking about the series.
yeah, you did point out that I don't think I've actually jungled versus Julian at all this season. So
Yeah,
the jungle goats have not clashed. What can I say? I'm scared, bro. You got me in
yeah.
HD. Definitely not because Dean said
I
I couldn't play. Smile.
I'm
I
wondering
wouldn't lie on podcast.
about how much I've leaked to Valor here. Um, yeah. So we'll get to see the Mason Julian matchup if it goes to 3 games. I'll just throw it out there. So if you want to see that actually happen this season instead of never happen, please just pray for 3 games. Mason's
Yeah.
champion wasn't Rammus is insane, by the way. Did you even play Rammus? Hold on. We got we got to fact check this guy. Team format, Mason, no Rammus games. Hidiri, what the fuck are you talking about?
Also, I played an Udyr game. Why didn't you put that as my fucking champion?
Because you
bro?
have
Come
3
on, man.
wins on Wukong. There's an algorithm
Who
for it.
cares? Who cares? That's lame, bro. Override the algorithm.
If I'm just
Fuck the
going 1, I
algorithm.
would just give you the Viego game. You went 10.0
Yeah,
KD
but
on
the
that.
Udyr game is funnier because I
It's
never
so
get to play
true.
the champion. Come
Well,
on.
whatever. It's also really funny to have both you and Julian represented by Wukong. Like, tell me that that's
That
not a
is
little
true.
silly.
That is true.
Okay, but moving on to Rift Sharks' MVP. No clue what roster Rift Sharks is running realistically, so trying to go at it from an
You're fine.
unbiased point of view. Hard to know.
Everyone, contact Valor. Give him $10 to throw the first
No,
game,
nope,
so we can go
nope,
to game
nope.
3.
This is not
Thank
happening.
you.
This is not
I
happening.
appreciate you guys, team. We
Nope.
all want to go to game 3 so I
Mason
can
is
juggle versus
lying. This
Julian.
does not
So
happen.
make sure to DM Valor, ask him for
Okay,
his PayPal, his Cash App, his Venmo, anything that you can get $10 to his bank account.
Stop.
So we can get to game 3.
Mason, absolutely
Thank you.
do not. Okay, see, like on one hand, like Valor is like peak competitive integrity, like captain. Like if you're trying to do this to anyone, it is like don't pick Valor. First of all,
Okay,
I'm
sorry. Don't DM
also
Valor. DM
number
Secretary
one.
Evan.
No.
I don't know who's playing
Mason, shut the
top
fuck
lane.
up. I'm
DM
going to
Julian.
mute you if you don't stop saying this shit, bro. This is
Alright,
not
alright.
real. He is just saying this for the bit. He wants to get the series thrown into question. because
of course,
he's
of
not
course.
playing it. He's like, my team can't beat them unless we pay them to throw because I'm the only good player on it. Like, this guy is crazy,
Actively,
bro.
I am not sabotaging my team. Don't worry.
No.
I believe in my team.
Mason is
Trust.
off the perks right
It's called
now.
no, no.
Like,
It's called trust but verify. Famous words.
wait, he's just saying shit.
No, I would never.
Mason sent me a picture earlier today that said that God was carrying me in League of Legends. Like, this guy is unhinged.
True.
Okay, well, now that I'm gonna have to spend the rest of my life beating the Scrim Zone rigged allegations. Okay. Anyway, I think the series is going to be really exciting. I think
It will be a
MVP
real fun
top
series.
lane is super exciting. We've seen two completely different matchups. The first time that we played, we saw Drago versus Blake. The second time, we saw me versus PB. Very different lanes. Drago versus Blake was tank v tank, except they fought constantly. Me and PB was tank versus tank, and well, I mean, you can count Karma as a tank. Let's be real, but we just didn't
I
touch
sleep.
each other all game. I mean, technically, it's not tank Karma anymore. It's like full AP. Like, nope, can't say any of what I want to say about Karma on stream. But that champion
Does
is
it involve a certain
cringe.
file type? Like, yeah.
No, I was going to say that. Something about like the zigs of like reality.
Yeah, of course. We've known
Good
known
friends
its
with
rig
Ted
ever since the
Kaczynski.
coin. True.
Yeah. The fucking coin, bro. Dude, I swear to God.
Yeah, we need to revive the coin, bro.
Math not random mod 1, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. If I like read the fucking like at like the code, like I do not. I don't have it memorized, guys. I don't.
guys. It's okay. Scrims Zone is rigged.
Anyway,
It's fine.
moving on. I think the one lane where Rift Sharks have had a consistent edge, it has been the mid lane. I think bot lane has just flip flopped. It hasn't really been close most of the time, but it hasn't gone to one team more than it has the other. I think consistently. Mid lane, I think, has been Rift Shark's edge, and the jungle has been in favor of MVP in games that were close. I think Hidiri definitely had Mike's number the last time we played. I think picking Rengar is a bit bait, hence why we left it up. Unfortunately, I can just see my laptop chilling on the bed.
Yeah, we can.
Yep.
You got any
Whatever.
sensitive work documents
Nah,
on
it's
screen right now?
it's off. It's off. I just didn't realize I have the. I mean, you can also see the can of an alcoholic beverage right by my bed too. But like, we just simply don't question these. Like, a man has to sleep. We have to come up with creative ways to do this. Like, I'm a be real.
It's not a problem,
It's not.
It's okay.
Is taking Ambien better? Absolutely not. Let's be real here. So right now we're actually playing a game called How Long Can I Stall? Not talking about this series because I really don't want to. But anyway, I think.
Is there anything else we need to talk about?
No, we just got to cover this. We'll probably do Victor Base next time. Podcast does take up some time. So I think we just pull up the patch notes, and I think we call that good. And just talk about things that change. First of all, Riot released the greatest skins that we've gotten in like the past 4 years. But you can say the DRX skins are up there. I like them. But are you kidding me? Cheddar Chief. Like Cheddar Chief Twitch. Like, that is goated, bro. It's so good. They're so silly. Choo Choo Orn. People have been asking for this shit for 7 years. Has Orn been out that long? Oh my god, he has. I'm so old, man. I don't know. The Durian Defender Ramus, awesome. Zesty Dip Zach. Are you telling me that's not like a goated skin?
No, the Toy Cho'Gath also
really good. Yeah. Finally, we are reworking damage support items. Really cringe. Static Shiv costs more. Awesome stuff. Love it. Nerfing top lane Rek'Sai, removing Rel from the jungle for pro play. God bless. Nerfing Volibear in the jungle. Awesome.
Okay, I don't really understand why they decided to slaughter Rel. I think she was like fine as a jungler. She had like
it's for pro play, Mason. Like, it is for pro play.
Yeah, I know. Even in pro.
They just don't want to see it anymore.
They put it there. Why did they put it? I don't understand.
Our bad, bro. Whatever. We don't want this anymore. Why did they rework Rise if they're just going to rework Rise again? It's the same question. Tale as old as time.
True. Truly.
And then none of these buffs are like super crazy. I don't know why we're touching Karma.
On here, bro?
I like, please stop. The
We have a
Galio
similar
are
monster,
is
my
to
bad.
follow up with the Galio tank and damage thing, which I think is pretty solid. But
Mm.
none of these champions are things that I like completely hate. Smolder getting to like breathe again, I'm fine with. Lux and Nami,
Stylish
Sona
jungle buff.
buffs, huge buffs for e-girls this patch. Like, I'm gonna be real.
True.
Um, like, I think the next skin line is going to feature all 4 of these champions. We'll get Karma, we'll get Lux, we'll get Nami, we'll get Sona. Like, I don't know. If
Okay.
it happens, like, someone like just Venmo me like $80. Just
Thank
gonna put
you.
that one out there. Um,
Agreed.
I don't know. Nothing too crazy here to talk about, but glad to see that they're changing the game and nerfing the damage support items. Awesome. Love to see it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Where you wear a suit when something happens. That's me with patch 14.7. And you know what?
Me when they nerf damage
Oh wait,
supports.
no, I can't say. I can't even will this into existence. I was gonna say, and you know what? They didn't break on this patch, but it might. Who is anyone spectated a game on this patch yet?
Oh, you're gonna have to test. No, that's funny as fuck.
Oh my god. Okay, well, Honan is clearly gonna have no problem streaming tonight, and I am like hard jinxing this. Good thing my desk is made of authentic wood, so I can give it a good old
So
knock, and we're
true.
fine. Um, None of that particle board crap. Gave that one to Mason. Can't unjinx yourself on your desk. But anyway, predictions for series. Who you thinking grabs the Andromeda versus Metabusters one, and why?
I will say Metabusters are 2-0. Just because I'm for fun.
Okay, I'll say Andromeda 2-1. I think
Okay.
there was a bit of a mental gap going on in the previous series. I think it shook them up a little bit. I think they had to play into a strategy that they weren't expecting. I think having more clear expectations going into the series, I think they can do it. I think if we have to see the Hong Fujer bot lane, I think that's a little scary. But I think Conan and Dad can deal with it. Maybe not try to
I
win through
believe.
it, but I think Guru is going to be able to get some stuff done. Um,
Yeah.
was that series the one where they role swapped also? Because if that is, then that like really changes my predictions. Also, the Scrims website is all white for sure.
Yeah, I think they swapped put a
I
mid,
know they
I think.
did. I don't know if it was that series though.
No, they got
Oh, it
wiped in that
was. It was. Okay.
series.
So they put Brewer into Hong and it didn't go well. So I think they know not to do that again. So I think Andromeda has a pretty good handle on it. I think it was just a fluke that they like just took the wrong strat and ended up losing out that series. But could be wrong. Hoping I'm wrong, and it's a pretty competitive series. But that's my read on it. Um, let's predict our series, Mason. Since you're preying on our downfall, you think we're gonna lose. You think we need to spend money not to lose. So clearly, you're saying MVP 2-0. You don't even get to play, right? That's what I'm to understand.
No, my correct answer is 2-1 Rift Sharks.
Right,
Thank
because
you.
we go 1-1, and then you go in, and then the only good player on our team carries us to victory, for sure.
I didn't say all that. I didn't say all that,
Okay,
but
guys,
I'm saying 2-1 Rift
our
Sharks.
substitute jungler. No, I think you're technically main roster. I have to verify my flame before I send it out. Okay, our main roster jungler is a TFT and a Pokemon trading card game player. And while
True.
he may be the GOAT at those 2 games, he's washed as fuck. But it doesn't matter because 2-0 Rift Sharks. We don't need him. Let's go.
Okay, that is
Obvious,
true.
obvious slash S here, but make sure to tune in to the streams for both of these games. They should be bangers. Um,
Agreed.
Definitely excited to watch all of them. Honan cast. I don't know who's going to cast on Sunday because there are people that are going to be living with me temporarily, and who knows when they leave. If they leave by Sunday, you'll get the rare Dean playoff cast. I'll try to be around for all the other games. But that would be sick. If not, we will get another epic and cool caster of unknown origin because let's be real, all the good casters are on Andromeda and Metabusters. I don't know why I phrased it like that. I totally just shot strays at like 8 people. I like your casting. I'm just losing it. Um, and
True.
then
Bro is hallucinating in real life.
yeah, something like that. Also, I'll do a little do merch plug. We still do have some 500 jerseys left to celebrate 500 games. At this point, we have now passed 800 games, so might do another drop for 1,000. might just drop team jerseys at 1,000. I was hoping to do that earlier this year, but it turns out buying a car, moving, and purchasing other things makes you kind of broke. So it's hard to just invest money in something. I don't know like who could have figured that one out, but clearly not me. Anyway, we got to wrap it up. We got like 5 seconds left. Any last words?
Metabusters 2-0 might go on while 1v